So smooth, like peanut butter. Good peanut butter.
Wait, I have a...
Crunchy peanut butter is bad.
I love crunchy peanut butter.
Hello, friends. It is us again.
Greetings.
It's been a while. It's been a long time.
A year, some might say.
A year since we sat in the same room and filmed a video. And the video that we are making today is about Isla and the Happily Ever After. We're doing a review on it. These books were sent to us both from Penguin, and we decided to wait until we were together so we could share our thoughts on not only this book, but the fact that it is bringing a very popular series to a close. Yeah. So for those of you who haven't had the chance to read Isla yet, or maybe you read it a couple months ago, you don't really remember,
That would be me.
I read it a little bit more recently. Isla and the Happily Ever After follows a girl named Isla and her interest in a boy named Josh. These two characters did appear in Anna and the French Kiss, but this one goes into their own story and really follows Isla in her last year at the American school in Paris and how her relationship develops with this boy Josh, who she's had a crush on for quite some time, and things finally happen. They actually get together. So this book is not the do they, will they, won't they thing that Anna and Lola were, but rather a little bit of will they, won't they that leads into an actual relationship, so you see how that develops, the trials and tribulations that they go through, and how this happily ever after comes to be.
I feel like this book has gotten a lot of, I don't want to say flack, but more people have not enjoyed it because it's not the same style as the other two. It actually follows people who do find themselves together for a long time and tracks their relationship through it. And that's definitely something different, but I think it was a nice way to round out the three, especially if you're going to title the book this way.
True.
It's kind of hard to have a happily ever after when the characters get together 5 pages from the end. And maybe that is the happily ever after, but there's always more to it, as we know from every Disney film ever made.
One of the big things with these books is always the setting. Paris, San Francisco. This one starts in Manhattan, but actually does spend most of its time in Paris. And it, once again, was lovely to be floating around Paris with these characters. Now that reading this one, both of us have actually been to Paris.
Yeah.
We had not been to Paris when we read Anna, so it was cool to be able to say, hey, I'd been there, I've experienced that, I can understand where she's coming from when she's talking about certain things. However, the setting of a book is not why you should like me. Yeah, exactly. This is only one tiny part of a much larger story. And the biggest thing is the characters themselves. I had a very hard time liking Isla because she's very different from me. Her personality, her way of going about things, her outlook on life, pretty different. And I think that's maybe why I didn't really love this one, because she was different. And although Josh was a very likable guy in terms of how he was written in his character, I definitely liked him. I didn't think he was a bad guy to be hooking up with, you know? But he...
Is it fair to say that she's a little bit obsessive?
Oh, she definitely is.
She's a little bit obsessive.
She likes this guy for 3 years beforehand, and it's very obvious right from the beginning of the book that this is the case.
And I don't want to call her a little bit depressed, but I think she has tendencies for depressive thoughts, which is not something we always saw in the previous 2 books.
Yeah, Anna was definitely had issues with self-confidence too. Lola was a bit more, you know, she knew herself a lot better.
Yeah.
But Isla was just very hard to really
hard on herself.
like. And yeah, her best friend Kurt is a really wonderfully written character. And
so glad to see Kurt.
Yeah, and especially in a YA book, that was really awesome to have that there. And to see old characters come back, that was great. But the thing about it is you don't want to like a book because the characters from the other previous novels appear. That's not why you should like a book.
Yeah.
So how things play out, it's different, but I just didn't like it as much. I mean, that's my feelings on it. You have a little different view.
I felt that it pulled nicely. You weren't hung up on the story because the characters were hung up on themselves. It kept going, and I think it was a nice cap on the other 2. I gave it 3.5. It looks like 4 on Goodreads because they have not implemented the half-star system yet. But I did give it 3.5. I don't know. I think I probably connected with Isla more than you did. But she's an interesting one. And I found myself not really recalling her or Josh's previous girlfriend from the other books, even though they kept getting mentioned. Like, oh yes, I remember you. Oh, I remember you too. And I've always noticed you. I've always noticed you as well. They kept getting mentioned, and that kept coming up, and I couldn't remember them from other books. And I don't know if that is an issue here, like I should remember them or not, or maybe this is just their book to be fleshed out, or maybe they just weren't well done in the first one.
They were very minor in the first one, I think. Yeah. Josh was mentioned more. I don't remember Isla at all. I don't remember Isla at all from Anna, but Josh, at least when the connections were revealed in this book, I was like, oh, okay, yes. I do remember him being around, for sure.
Also, she's got all these sisters that apparently have all been there. I don't remember any of them.
No. But, yeah, so you were going 3.5. I'm going a 3, but it's a very loose 3. It could almost be a 2.5 for me, but I did enjoy, I still enjoyed reading it. I still looked forward to reading it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I felt that it was a chore to read.
I wanted it to be good.
Yeah, I know. I wanted it
to be good. And I think that's why I liked it, was because I wanted it to be good.
And now that I have read all 3, Isla is definitely last on the list. Anna, Lola, and Isla for me.
Lola, if you watch my Lola review, I just don't know what I don't like about her, but I would put Isla above her for some reason.
But Anna is still the top of top of that list.
Yeah.
And I think that is the word on Isla.
We're testifying here.
True feelings have been released.
They are.
There are a lot of feelings on this book. I know there are, because I saw all your reviews when they came out back in August. So feel free to restate feelings down below. I think that's when the book was originally released. So let us know how you feel in the comments below, and
if you have any more thoughts.
Yeah, anything else that you want to discuss. Your ranking of the book. Where does Isla fall? All of the links are in the doobly-doo. Thank you guys very much for watching, and
we bring this video to
a close.
Man, we're good at this game.